Now here's the crown molding. I wanted to make a video of the guy installing the crown molding. It turned out looking really sharp in here. I wasn't quite sure if I was going to like the idea of white pre-finished crown molding up here. This is MDF material, and the painter put 2 coats of paint on there first, and then the installer did his thing, and then the painter's going to come back and he's going to touch up all the nail heads and do any miscellaneous caulking that he needs. Like see that piece up there. If you don't caulk it, you're going to see that white or that black line, aren't you? And whenever you do white baseboard, white crown molding, any type of trim, you always got to caulk it in. I don't care how tight you get it, you're always going to see a line. Okay, you might see a line here and there, and they're not going to be all even, and it just finishes off your project if you could put a nice tight bead of caulking up there. Now the reason why they put white up there, and I kind of like that. I don't dislike it. I initially thought with the oak cabinets it might look kind of, you know, unnatural to a certain extent. But see, they installed the crown throughout the kitchen, and it went in to the little dining area. So the crown looks nice. I even wrapped around this cabinet here too. And then they extended it out into the main living room. And they went all the way through there. Okay. And they also went down the hallway. I see what they did around the register up there. They had to do something because the register was up there. And they finished that off quite nice. Cut pre-finished corners, or they cut them and made it look professional. Now down the hallway they did it, and they went through the little kitchen or the main hallway entrance, and so there was no real place to stop or start any other type of trim in the kitchen area where the cabinets are. Because they did the whole thing, everything ties in. Now if they were just doing trim above these cabinets, I would never recommend using the white, you know, if you're just doing a little kitchen area. Unless, I mean, I guess it's a preference thing. But because they did the entire room and everything else, it all ties in, doesn't it? Okay, I like that. Now we'll probably come back. I'm hoping to come back when the painter's here, and he's going to give us a few tips on how to cover the nail holes and stuff. Because on this trim, after you install it, you're going to want to cover up the nail holes. You don't want to leave that. And if you caulk it and just wipe your finger on it, you know, lots of times the caulking has a tendency to dip in. Now way up high you probably are never going to see it. But he told me he had some special material he uses for that. And I'm kind of anxious to see what that is. Now see up here, up against there, he's going to have to caulk that in. And at the bottom of this trim, obviously where white meets stained, there's no way you would ever want to put any caulking down there. Don't ever do that thinking you're going to wipe it on and off. See, if you happen to see any little line there at all, you don't really see it because you got white up against the stained dark cabinetry, okay? But once he gets out here, I think he's going to put, you know, up against the walls and stuff, he's going to put a bead of caulking at the top, and he's also going to put a bead at the bottom. And then any inside corner, he's probably going to look at the inside corners and make a decision. Does he caulk those or not? I kind of think he's going to, but he'll just have to look at it. So each job is slightly different. Doesn't this kitchen look way nicer now? It's all nicely cleaned up, and you know, they even had room for a nice picture on that wall. Let me get this light moved here. They have not installed the new mini blinds, whatever they're going to use over there, but this wall is a nice focal piece now. They can put They can put some bright colors on here. And this is what they chose, this nice picture here. Very nice. If they ever get tired of that, they can take it down, put something else up there. But, you know, there's no way they could have put something like that on that wallpaper wall or anything. This brightens up the room. It makes the kitchen look a lot bigger without all that wallpaper there. And without this, the ceiling. Remember, we had that ceiling in here, that recessed or that T-bar type grid system up here. There, we took that out too, and that extends the room now. It brightens it up because we put the eyeball can lights in there. And